It's been 10 months since I went from this to this. Let's talk about it.
We want to do this little song for you, and the name of it is...
A question I get asked a lot was, what was your meal plan when you were prepping for gastric sleeve surgery? So when I was prepping for gastric sleeve surgery, I had to cut my calories pretty drastically. It went from about 2,500 calories a day because I was heavy in the gym and everything to I had to cut it down to between 8 to 1,100. And today I just want to go through kind of a quick breakdown of what my meals look like for y'all. First things first was, what did I have for breakfast? I didn't. I fasted for about literally anywhere between 16 to 18 hours a day. It was rough. It was very rough, especially the first couple of days. I had lingering headaches and everything because I wasn't eating really much of anything. So I would literally start eating about 2 o'clock and I would be done by 8. I would force myself to go to bed early. It was horrible. It was a terrible experience. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that this whole process has been rainbow and butterflies and everything, because it has not. It has literally sucked. So my actual first meal that I would get to have, I would have about 4 ounces of chicken breast. I would put it in 25 calorie low carb tortillas. I would put some fat-free cheese in it. That was my breakfast, lunch, first meal. And right here is the macros. Some things that I implemented in my daily routine to, kind of help me focus and, not focus too much on being hungry throughout the day is that I always made sure that I kept a gallon of water on me. That way, if I started getting a little hungry or some cravings, I could just drink some water and I'd be okay. And I also had some very high intensity of training still. I still lifted every day. I went to the gym and was playing ball, and I went on about 3 or 4 walks a day. So I was getting anywhere between 15 to 20,000 steps in a day. Now I know that the normal person ain't gonna be able to do this. Luckily, I worked from home, so on my 15-minute breaks, I would go walk around the block a few times. I'd get a quick mile and a half in, and then on lunch, I had lunch and I would go lift, or I would go for a walk, or I'd run errands. I'd just make sure I had my steps going in. I'd make sure I was always moving. That way I wasn't focusing on being hungry, because if you're just sitting around all day not doing nothing, you're going to have them cravings and it's terrible for you. Now, when I had my first meal, it was normally between 1 and 2 o'clock. So about right here, I'd be going to my last break at work. So it'd be about 4:30, 5 o'clock when I ate my second meal, which would be this right here, which is a lifesaver to me because it helped with my cravings and everything. It's an Anabar, it's a protein bar. Remington James really helped me lose my first 90 pounds with the anabolic recipes that he had. Go check him out. 100% recommend. Especially if you don't like vegetables or anything, he's definitely a good person to watch. Now, this right here would kind of hold me over until dinner, which was around 7 or 8 o'clock every day. I'm not saying that the diet that I did was perfect or anything. It worked for me at the end, and I'm gonna go over that at the end of this video. And for dinner, after my day was about done, I would have almost about the same thing as I had for my first meal. I would have about 4 ounces of chicken tenderloin and 2 more of the Mission tortilla wraps. And then I would also add some more fat-free cheese into it. But I would also have a serving of corn with it and a Oikos triple blend zero yogurt. Macros right here with it. Now let's discuss it. All in all, it came out to be about 930 calories and 118 grams of protein throughout the day, which for them was what I needed. Personally, I felt horrible. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was miserable for the last 2 weeks prior to surgery. That was my pre-op. It was more so about 10 days, but I was miserable. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was super miserable. I hated life. I didn't want to go do nothing. I stayed my ass inside. Now, did doing this work? Yes. I was 400 pounds on September 10th when I went in for my last appointment to set up my date. The day of surgery that morning, I was 373 pounds. So I lost 27 pounds in 2 weeks on this diet. But y'all have to think, I was only consuming 900 calories. My BMR alone's almost 3,000 on top of all the activity I was doing. So basically, I was burning everything that I was eating. Everything I was eating. I was burning over 1,000 calories a day. And this is where I try to explain this to so many people, is that just because you have this surgery does not mean that it is going to be a fix-all for everything in your future. Yes, it is going to help you lose weight, but the question is, can you keep the weight off of you? That is the main thing, because the statistics show that 85-90% of the people that have this surgery done fail. They put more weight than they lost, or they were originally to begin with. If you're thinking about having this surgery done, please do your research. Please make sure that you are in the right headspace, that you have the motivation to really want to change your life, because if you do not have that motivation, you will fail. And I don't want to see that. The doctors don't want to see that, because I have my appointment here in 1 month. And I'm excited for it. I've had my blood work done. I'm gonna go over that here in another video for y'all. I'm excited. I am very excited because I know that I am to them a unicorn. I was a unicorn when I started. They told me that my activity level and everything that I was doing was different from everybody else's because I was active. I was in the gym. I was walking. I was running. I was swimming. I was playing ball. I was in the sports. I played with my nieces and nephews. I wasn't bedridden. I wasn't really one of them people that was just having the surgery done because it was the last resort. I had the surgery done because I was approaching 30 and I knew that I needed to get this weight off so I could avoid anything in the future, and that's what I did. I hope y'all find this video to be very informative, and if y'all have any questions, drop them down below. I'll be more than happy to help anybody that I can in their process. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will do my best to answer them. As always, I appreciate the love and support, man. Until next video, y'all take care. Later.
I be fucking lying if I said my lay wasn't good. I be fucking lying if I said I didn't think I could. My boys have always had my back. They used to always hate.